B-I-G.
Ow! Jump scare.
Moving on. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met yet, my name is Tajmia, and today I'm bringing you a fun fall TBR video. I'm very excited. I debated whether or not to film this a la Nara Smith, but I am just not demure enough for that, babes. I'm not demure enough for that. So, the beverage goblin that I am, I'm sipping on my favorite fall drink ever. It is a maple almond cinnamon matcha. I use the Iparo matcha. And we're going to get into this TBR. It's a mix of physical TBR books that I'm super excited to read and get through and figure out if I'm going to do some series. Refreshing. And then I have some books on my kobo, and then we're going to put everything into a fall TBR tracker. That's going to be living on my kobo with me, and I can't wait to show you how to do that. This has made reading so much fun for me. I did it literally this past September just with my mood reads. I kind of already knew what I wanted to finish out September reading, and so I made a cute little tracker and I put it onto my kobo. And let me tell you, when I say this made it way more fun, I mean it. And it's in color. Girl, bye. Listen, let's jump into this. We're keeping this short and sweet. Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, that's that me matcha. Okay, we're done. Let's get into the physical TBR, and then we're jumping in to my kobo books. Let's go. Obviously, this is an all-encompassing fall TBR, and fall for me starts October 1. Well, technically it starts September 1, but we had a huge heat wave here in California, so we're just not even going to talk about that. But so this fall TBR is going from October all the way through. I'm deciding whether or not I'm going to keep this all the way through Thanksgiving or not. Yeah, I'll keep it through Thanksgiving because I'll be on Thanksgiving break, and whatever I don't finish during this quarter, I can have a week of no classes that I can just bust out. You know what I'm saying? Great. So, starting with my physical books, I'm gonna be basic. Okay, I'm going with the book heard around all freaking TikTok, The Housemaid. Now, I'm going to literally start reading this either this week or next week. I need to figure out if I'm gonna commit to the other two books. Listen, the way that this book was hyped on TikTok and this series was hyped on TikTok, y'all, if this is clowning me, I need to know. I do have the second one already. I have the red one, but to be honest, if this book doesn't do it like the girlies told me on TikTok, we're done. Cut the cameras. I'm not reading the second book. I'm not giving it a second chance, because people really were out here telling me, well, they weren't specifically telling me, their video came up on my FYP. Besides the point, I'm the main character in this story. They were really telling me that this was crazy. And listen, I'm a crazy girl, so let's see if it lives up to the crazy hype, okay? Because if it doesn't, next. Moving on. So listen, I went to the LA Times Festival of Books, and the author Karen Slaughter was there. And she was talking about Will Trent, one of her series. And she also has another book that went to Hulu. Anyways, Will Trent, as I've went on the deep dive of Karen Slaughter, it's giving FBI. I just finished The Naturals, and so I feel like my pump is prime and ready to take this in. This is like a 23 book long situation, so I'm just gonna see if this hits like it does. I was looking at Fable and Goodreads, and my girl doesn't know how to put out a book under 4.5 stars. Everybody eats this up. Everybody eats this up, and I haven't heard anyone really talk about this. So you know what? I'm taking one for the team. I'll let you know. You see this? taking one for the team, I'm letting you know, if this isn't giving Criminal Minds, if this isn't giving Naturals but older, I'm not reading 23 books for no reason, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. And she's compact. We can take her places. We can put her in a purse, you know? So, I don't know. Spoiler alert. So, yeah. Michael Connelly says this is crime fiction at its finest. So, hopefully it turns out. I'm gonna actually read just a little bit of the back of this. I've decided that I'm gonna do that. I'm already committing to reading this. And now I'm like, should I read this first? Should I read The Handmaid? But let me read just a little bit. Let me just give you a little taste. Let me give myself a little taste. Beep bop, of this book. And then we'll move on to the other books that I have. In the city of Atlanta, young women are dying at the hands of a killer who signs his work with a single chilling act of mutilation. Sounds like a Trump abortion law. No, I'm kidding.
No, definitely not.
Leaving behind enough evidence to fuel a frenzied police hunt, this cunning madman is bringing together dozens of lives crossing the boundaries of wealth and race. And Michael Ormwood, the hot-tempered veteran detective assigned to the case, grows increasingly erratic as he is distracted by his crumbling marriage. Love. Enter Will Trent, and that's from Gustav. So excited to start this. See where this takes us. Next books. So excited to start this. See where this takes us. Next books. And guess who's back? Taji's back. My camera died because it's so funny that as I was, going through the things, it just decided to die. So, boo. All right, listen. This book, I was picking up 00 flour on Amazon because I needed this specific flour for some pizza dough that I was making. And then this book came up and it was 23 cents. Don't know why it was 23 cents and not FREE, but hey, sure, whatever. Creditreport.com, baby. So this book, The Good Lie, I'm literally reading it because it was 23 cents. But reading the back of the book, it does sound fun and it has, I don't know, I'm kind of into it. The secrets between them only get darker. What secrets and who are they? Don't know, guess we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna read a little bit of the back for you. We'll kind of see what the vibes are, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they're good. They're looking for the truth. They're hiding it too. Got a secret, gonna keep it. Okay, Pretty Little Liars. So there's a psychiatrist and she's an expert on killers. Clearly, we are creepy book serial killer vibes for the month of October. Sounds right up my alley. Predators, much like the notorious B.I.G. No, Bloody Heart serial killer, whose latest teenage victim escaped and then identified local high school teacher Randall Thompson as his captor. Ooh, crazy. So that's all I'm gonna read, but this sounds crazy and this sounds like this could really eat me up. This could really do it for us. And if this is what it is, we're gonna find out, because this sounds fun and I've never heard of this author and I've never heard of this book or anyone talking about it. So this could be a new read rec for everyone. I love that. And it looks like I'll probably get through it pretty quickly. It's just a little over 200 pages, which I believe in thrillers, psychological thrillers, or anything like that, they've gotta be short and sweet, because if they're big, beefy boys, something's getting drawn out and I'm I'm going to sleep. My brain, it just needs to be quick. I need to eat it. I need to eat it up, gobble gobble, like Din Tai Fung. So I'm very excited about this. I feel like I want to read this first and then Will Trent or The Housemaid, but I don't know. I might just read this first. TBD, I'll let you know. But yeah, so that is all of my scary physical, not scary, but my thriller physical books. I have a couple more thrillers and one scary book on my kobo that I want to read, but I'm just gonna get through my physical TBR and then we'll kind of get into it. So my next 3, and again, this is not just for the month of October, this is specifically just for fall, which is why I think these books will be good. Number 1, One True Loves. I am very excited to read this. I'm in love. Obviously, I'm engaged. I'm not wearing my ring. I forgot to put it on today. Oh well. One True Loves. Someone recommended me to read this book. She said I would love it. I don't really know what that means. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, a breathtaking love story. So I'm excited. This next book I've heard nothing but great things about, and it's also going to the big screen, and so I'm very excited to read this. I have never read a Kristen Hanna book before, but I am wanting to read this fall The Nightingale. I believe this is based around World War II. And I'm a big history girly, so if it's a World War II book, I'm most likely gonna eat it up. Between World War II and the Titanic, my hyperfixations are met. So I'm very excited to read this. I believe it's historical fiction. I don't think that this is based off of a true story, but whether it's historical fiction or just historical, I'm really, really excited to read it. I just got done reading Escape Camp 14, which is a biography of, I forgot his first name, Shin, I believe is his first name. It's a biography of someone who escaped North Korea's prison camp, and it was heartbreaking, and I just really enjoyed just reading about perspectives and how this other person lived. And I believe stories like Escape Camp 14, which is historically true, it's someone's life, and just going back and reading books about World War II, especially with what's going on in the world, really help us hold on to humanity and help us really reframe what's important to us and what we as people should care about. Anyways, back to this book, The Nightingale. It's coming to a screen. I don't know who's doing it. I believe it might be A24. I don't remember who is putting this movie out, but I'm very excited. I want to read it before it comes out and digest it. And I really want my fiance to read this as well. We are very movie book buffs. And so I am excited to see where this book takes me. I'm excited to get to know the people in this story. And yeah, so I'm excited to read this. I think I'll start reading this after I get through my Spooky Badooky books. But yes, I'm super excited. My next book, I have been putting this book off and starting this book. Before I met my wonderful fiance, no, I actually met him through a situationship, which is a whole other story. But before I started dating and now being engaged to my wonderful fiance, I was in a situationship for a little bit too long. And so when I started Magnolia Parks, it was at the end, and I just was like, this is a little bit too much for me. So now I'm in a better place. A couple years later, we're doing good. I absolutely ate up Magnolia Parks, and I love Daisy Hates. And my first 3 books are actually the indie releases of these books. So Jessa girl, love ya. So this, I am trying to read the 3rd book, Magnolia Parks, Long Way Home. I've been putting this off, but I think this will be a perfect November read for me. I just don't know what happens. I'm just like, I've been putting off trying to figure out what happens after the first book. In a perfect world, she never goes back to BJ, but I'm very excited to read this. This is my last book. I never got the 4th book while it was indie published, and I'm really sad because now I have 3 books that are small and then 2 books that are big, but listen. Once you get into this, okay, once you get into these books, yeah, You're gonna be wrecked. Like, I already know that. Daisy was good. I actually did not cry at all at Daisy Hates. I actually think her story is really fun. Well, I'm not gonna, not fun, just not, it just wasn't Magnolia. And listen, like, I'm not a fashion girly. Obviously, I'm wearing a sweater off a TikTok shop in Abercrombie jeans, but Magnolia, love her. I love London. I got engaged in London. I have a special part of my heart for Magnolia Parks and Jessa Hastings. That was my physical book TBR as of right now, September 30th. Will I add more physical books? I don't know. My shelf says no, but my heart, you never know what my heart says. She's crazy. So I'm gonna get into the books that are on my kobo that I wanna read. There's a few. So number one, I wanna read Powerless. I fell in love with Fourth Wing, more so than ACOTAR. I love the first 3 books of ACOTAR, but Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. Listen, Miss Girl, yeah, she was that girl. We love her, okay? So my best friend Ken's, well, one of my Ken's, my best friend Ken's told me, yeah, girl, you're gonna eat Powerless up. And I was like, okay, per. So Powerless by Lauren Roberts is on my list. I know nothing about it, but I'm very excited to read it. Next, I have on my list The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I have heard nothing but good things about this book through Instagram, Bookstagram, and TikTok. And so I am so excited. Also, the cover is just absolutely stunning. And then the next book on my kobo list would have to be The Unmaking of June Farrow. Again, another one, the Lit Homebody on Instagram read this and God of the Woods, and if she reads anything and loves it, it's going on my list. Me, I'm that girl. If she has no fans, I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? We love the Lit Homebody in this household. So I'm very excited to read that. And then my super spooky, scary book that everyone is telling me to read, that I have to read in October, would be How to Sell a Haunted House. A couple of my friends told me I have to read this book, that it will absolutely scare the crap out of me. So I'm so excited for that. Those are officially on my fall TBR. Right now, what I want to do is I want to make my fall TBR outline on Canva and put a fall TBR. I kind of have a rough one that I thought I was going to keep to, but surprisingly, I am not. Only some of the books that I talked about are on this, but I want to update this to have all the books on here, and then I want to break it down from fall to October to November, just to have like a map of what I'm gonna read, and then that way when I'm ready I can check them off as I go. And what I love about this is that as I like take notes about it or do whatever I want in this book and annotate it however I want, when I close it, it stays on my home screen. And it's so fun. It has just made reading so much fun. And because it's a kobo color, everything is in color, and it's just made this so much fun for me. And so I'm gonna show you guys how I do that. We're gonna hop onto my computer and I'm gonna show you, so that way if you have a kobo, and you can even do this on Kindle, it just won't be in color. But if you have a kobo, if you have a Kindle, you can keep your TBR on your device and use it. And then if you decide you don't want to make it from scratch, I have a template you can buy. So with that, let's jump to the computer. Let's make the fall TBR and break down my October reads, and then that will be the video. That's exciting. Short and sweet. We're gonna get into this. Here are some things that you're gonna wanna do before opening Canva and doing all the things. Number one, numero uno, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have Canva downloaded or you have a Canva account, you don't need to pay for Canva. You can do everything that we're gonna do in this tutorial for free. Free. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have Canva and an account set up, and then from there, you're gonna take all the books that you want and to read for the fall, or if you're just doing a monthly breakdown, you're gonna wanna make sure you download all the book covers because that'll make this go way quicker. So download all the book covers, and then from there, we're gonna jump into Canva and I'm gonna show you what to do. So I'm gonna stay maybe in the screen, I might shrink, but for sure I'm gonna screen record and then we're gonna jump in. I'm gonna show you how to make a tracker, and then if you're like, nah, the link to buy it and all the other trackers, which I'll just show you like all the formats I have that comes with like the tracker bundle thing that I have. I'll show you all the things and then you can decide if you want it. So let's get into it. Let's jump into Canva and I'm gonna show you how to make a TBR tracker. Okay, my fall TBR tracker is clear. So if you need help on how I download book covers, I just search the book. I'll go to save as image. I'll just put it in a download folder. Books for fall TBR, The Good Lie. So once I do that, I wanna make sure that I'm not totally, sometimes they download as, okay, perfect. Sometimes they download as web images instead of JPEG, which means that they'll come with like the gray background or the white background they're on. So I just like to make sure that they're either JPEG with no background or a PNG with a transparent background, because that'll make life soups easy. So I'm going to find the rest of my books that I didn't have. I think I have all the books. So now that you have all the books, my favorite thing that just happened to me is I just opened Canva for the first time today, even though I was using it yesterday, and it's completely different, which is so fun. So we're gonna figure out how to use the new Canva together. Love all of this for us. So I'm gonna upload all of the books that I want, and I have a lot of these here. Let me just make sure I have the unmaking. So here's how I'm gonna kind of group my TBR in my brains. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 books. Do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, How to Sell a Haunted House. I forgot that book. Put all of my things in here. And so I'm going to group these kind of how they make sense to me. So The Good Lie, Will Trent, Housemaid, and How to Sell a Haunted House all give off the same vibe to me. So that's what, that's where I'm gonna put them on the top row because they all give off the same vibe, in my opinion. We'll see. So now on the second row, I'm gonna put One True Loves, The Nightingale, okay, and then Magnolia Parks, maybe The Unmaking of June Farrow. Yeah, let's do it that way. That feels distinguished. Let's do this. So if you ever put, oh, I forgot how to, I didn't tell you how to make these boxes. I'm so sorry. let me do that for you right now. A little 50% zoom on this action. Okay, go to your elements. You are gonna see, obviously you're not gonna have this box specifically on your recently used. I have both of what I need. So I'm gonna type in photo frame, I think is what I used. Genius. I'm gonna click this photo frame, and then what I like to do is decide how big I want these boxes to, the photo of the book cover to be. And then from there, I kind of adjust based off of aesthetic, I guess is the best way to say it. So for me, luckily, I already have these done, but kind of just go down. They end up being around like, I would say not quite 19 by 60. I also have this thing where like I have to use the nudge keys. It's just really dumb. That's why I hate designing all the time, because it just is super not fun for my brain. So now, okay, perf. Okay, beep, 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 beep. Perfect. So now that it's kind of the right size, again, once you start the spacing situation, you'll kind of see how this happens, but I'm gonna put it somewhere, and then once I do a row, I'm just able to multiply them over and over again. So once the photo frame is in and you like the size, you can duplicate it as many times as you want, and then line it up how you see fit. Gotta duplicate this one more time. Okay. Whatever, that'll work for now. So then once you get the photo frames in, again, it doesn't have to be perfect yet. You're just gonna type in square, because you need your second element, which is your checkbox. If you want to have checkboxes, if you don't wanna have checkboxes to show like what books you're reading or whatever, don't put the checkboxes and just put the photo boxes. But if you do want the checkboxes, this is how you're gonna do it. So you're gonna take shapes. I'm gonna take this shape because I know this shape will for sure work. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make it transparent using this type of situation. It says no color in the middle. So no color in the middle. I'm gonna go to border weight. I'm gonna select solid border, and it's automatically gonna go to 4, but this is where you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. I'm gonna put it at 4, and I want it to have a bit of a rounded edge. Cool. From there, you can decide your color now if you want, or you can do it later. I'm just gonna put mine to white now because everything else was white. And then you can size this however you want. Hit shift so that way it locks it to the perspective. So if you hit one of these corners and you don't hit shift, you're gonna be able to do dab and diddly wop any which way. And I personally can't just make a square from my brain. So I like to hit shift to make sure it locks the perspective it's in, just so that way I can get it down to the size that I want. And then I'm gonna drag this in sort of in the middle, but I'll show you how to make sure that it's like super in the middle in just a second. But now that it's down here and I'm seeing how thick it is, I don't want it to be that thick. She's gone. I want it to be maybe 2, most likely 1. Definitely 1. Cool. And she's really rounded at 14, so I'm again gonna move it to 4. She's still pretty big, but it's fine for now. Now I know what you're thinking. Are you sure that's in the middle? No, I'm actually not. And there's a way to make sure that it is perfectly centered with your book situation. So you're gonna hit your book, picture frame, you're gonna hit shift, and then you're gonna hit your square. This is important. Now, you are gonna go to, God, everything is moved around. Okay, I think see more. Yeah, you're gonna hit see more. You're gonna see more. You're gonna hit position. Where'd it go? Okay, and then you're gonna hit center. And because you selected the picture frame and the square, it is going to center just those two items based on those two items. Crazy. So now you can do what I like to do, and I like to lazy girl this and group it because I don't want it to change. Now, I know we have these other 3 boxes with no other boxes, but since these are centered and you already did the work on that, you could go ahead and just delete those. Ooh, mama, a girl behind you. Okay. And then you can do this and you can duplicate it. Yeah, you see that? Duplicate it. Oh, she's catching on. Love. So now the next thing is I just like to go in. I like to make sure that they're spaced evenly. And it looks like it because they're all done. And so yeah, there you go. So from there, once those are in, then you can go to your uploads and put in whatever else you want. This is it. This is all she wrote. This is the moment. This is my fall TBR. Do we love her? I do. I want to make her a little bit more folly, a little bit more vibey. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to change the background. You can do that by hitting this background color. It's obviously a square. So it's not a movable square, you can just hit it and then background color. Okay, anyways. Well, so there's a couple ways to do this. You can just go through document colors and then just add via however you want to do this. You can have brand kits on here if you are that super into designing, or you can look based off of the books that you have and kind of see like what color could be fun to put on your background. I kind of love this brown color. Yeah, that she eats. Do I want it like super dark? Yeah, no, that eats for sure. Yeah, this eats down. This is what's done. This, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to download it as a PDF. And this is now to put into your Kobo. So you're gonna really this is good, this is great. So download this as a PDF, and then you're gonna not do all of the pages, obviously. You're gonna do the current page that you're on. Cool. And yeah, you're gonna download this fall TBR. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna decide, now that this is done, I'm gonna look at this and decide exactly what I'm going to read in the month of October. Okay, we're back. I finished up my October TBR, made it all aesthetic and cute, and now we are gonna load the TBR onto the Kobo so we have it, and so I wanna show you how we can do that. First of all, check it, so cute, so spooky for Halloween, we live. So, open up your Kobo. Number one, just make sure it's open before you connect it to your computer or laptop situation. I like to do it just so it makes there's like a prompt that comes up that's like connect or cancel. It just makes it so much easier. So, and what you're gonna do, it's just super simple. You are gonna take your fall TBR tracker, just go on over to where your content is on your Kobo, and then from there drag and drop and she's in. You'll see that there's one right here, and then there's your October one. Make sure that eject it. Love. You're gonna eventually see, once you do this, it's gonna import the content. Can you see that? Okay, love. So once you have this, once you eject it, it'll show this way of doing it. And then there you go. She's in there, it's full screen, and she's wonderful. So what's really fun is once your TBRs are on to your kobo, you can go in and annotate however you want to. I don't know if you can even see this. Bing, 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 bing. Do whatever you want to do. You can annotate it, mark things off, just like that. And it's super fun because it's on your kobo and it's just fun like that because it's on your kobo. And then you don't have to go to a different reading tracker or anything like that. And so it just makes it so much more fun and so much more accessible. So I not only have my full fall TBR on there, I also finished and made my October TBR to keep me going. So with that being said, I think this wraps up this video. If you have any questions about Canva, I can maybe answer that for you, especially when it comes to making the TBR tracker, but don't ask me too much about anything else because girl, I don't know, I'm not a graphic designer. But yeah, that is it. That wraps it up. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what's on your fall TBR and if we have any of the same books. I'm sure we do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If this is your first video here and you've never seen me, again, my name is Tajmia. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for finding me probably through my Kindle Oasis versus Kobo video. But thank you for being here. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe. I grew up in the era of YouTubers who said that at the end of every single one of their videos. So you best believe for the time that I am here for, an undetermined amount of time, I will be saying at the end of every video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Because this is my truth and this is what I believe and this is what I was born off of, okay? It just is the vibe. That's what we're doing. So thank you so much for joining me. Comment, like, subscribe. You really don't have to, I just like saying that. And I will see you in the next video. We're gonna do some fall things. Maybe we'll go to Disneyland and read a little bit. I don't know, but maybe go to a bookstore, maybe read a little bit together. I don't know, maybe study a little bit. 'Tis the season to be back in school. So thank you so much for joining me. This was way too much fun. Let me know what you're reading and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye mama, bye diva, bye girl, I'll miss you. Say it back. Okay, bye.